again, you know, if you're here, you'll see it right here. You're awesome. So what are you doing? Dragging my feet, cause I'm on the boat for sure. And then for the Caribbean, got Florida tags, I'm a European. I eat it off my back like a Derek Jeter. From the ground to west, I'm therapeutic. Got too much Z with me, 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 too much Z with me. Everybody know how to make a scene. I got too much Z, in the more cars than the DMV. Did a lot of cars in the DMV. He was hoping he looked like a roster. Got a lot of killers on my roster. I be whipping the baby, no faucet. Got the CD, speaking patois. I part the B sign on the band spot. I keep it chill like a man cup. I keep it cool in the band shop. What you gonna do at the end stop? Good cars, baby, get rid of sweat. It gets hard, but I keep feeding it in. Walk on if we study this bitch. I put a feet to the rest. I murder for leg. I catch your body, and now I'm a man body. No other boy like what? Like a kind of been standing up, still the body. And blocks and nines in the spit. Knocks and nines in the air. Big locks and nines in the spit. Right up on me and be there. I took a Spanish Creole. She ain't real. She let me kill real. I'm still in the streets on her people. Really see color yellow and green. I like to make it seem, but not too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, could you please rise for the singing of our national anthem?
Welcome to Ventura, California, and to CCL Baseball on the Four Stars Broadcast Network. Today, the Stars hit the road for the first time this season as they take on the defending CCL champs, the Conejo Oaks. Well, I'm Hunter Shoemake, and welcome to Ventura College first road game of the season for Santa Barbara. Both of these teams entered today 2-0. The two only undefeated teams in the CCL South. Conejo 2-0 and the Sturs 2-0. Here's the lineup today for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Marcus Grease will lead off at short. Batting second, doing the catch, Aiden Camber. To bat third, and at third base, making his debut, Landon Schaefer. In the cleanup spot and in left field, Nick Salmon. Batting fifth, and at first base, Josh Woodworth. In the sixth spot, in center, Makani Nabarro. To bat seventh, in right field, Kurt Ippolito. To bat eighth, doing the DH, Caleb Hoover. In the ninth spot, Chris Newstrom will be at second base. He will also make his Forester debut here this afternoon. And the starting right-hander for the Conejo Oaks, Johnny Lavellis, gets the ball for Conejo again. The Oaks, the defending CCL champs. Santa Barbara Foresters had the better record in the regular season last year in the CCL South over the Conejo Oaks, but with the Foresters playing in the MVC, Conejo went on to play in the postseason in the CCL, and it was the Oaks who prevailed out of all teams out of the Southern and Northern divisions. Gorgeous day from Ventura, just a little bit south of Santa Barbara, down Highway 101, just a fraction inland, and we find ourselves at Ventura College. And here is Marcus Grease. Grease, Camber, Schaefer for the Sturs. First road game of the year for Santa Barbara. 2-game road trip to start this week, and then 4 games on the back end, back at home, the comforts of Santa Barbara High School. First pitch misses inside, ball one underway from Pirates Park on the campus of Ventura College. Located on the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. And for the Santa Barbara Foresters, through 2 games, they've pushed in 27 runs. Unbelievable offensive production already for the Sturs. And Grease has been a big part of it. If you look back the last 2 games entering the off day, Grease had a leadoff double back against Santa Maria, and then also a 2-hit day along with a 2 RBI day on opening day. He's behind in the count. Remains 1-2. And the Sturs through 2 games leading the CCL in every metric in terms of the slash line. 380 average through their first 2 games. And granted, both of those games were against CCL affiliates. Grease spun out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And with those 27 runs, 13.5 runs a game, averaging through the first 2 contests for the Sturs. And that's ball 3. Grease. That was a full count, but instead, it's now run full, 3-2. Johnny Lavellis brings home the payoff pitch to Grease. In the air to short right, Latshaw moves in, 1 away. The winds here at Ventura College blowing out towards right field, and it's a unique outfield here at Pirates Park. There's actually some slope in the outfield, so if any ball hit towards the wall, the outfielders are going to have to camber up a bit of a slope. It's the steepest in center field, about 6 feet high. Base is clear, 1 down. Here's Aiden Camber. First pitch was located. Second pitch is in the air, down the line in left, and Gordon, the third baseman, has a play and makes the play in foul ground for out number 2.
Now batting, number 24, Landon Schaefer.
So Camber fouls out, and that brings up the number 3 batter, Landon Schaefer. And Landon makes his Forester debut today, just finished up his freshman year with Arkansas. Stands in with the bases clear, 2 down, ball 1 in the dirt from Lavellis. Schaefer with Arkansas this past season. Played in 8 games, not too many plate appearances this year. coming out of high school, was the number 31 ranked shortstop in the entire class in 2025. Big pedigree for Schaefer. He now takes his talents to Santa Barbara and playing for Bill Pintard. That is lined outside third, strike 2 on Landon. Along with Schaefer, man out of the 9 spot, Chris Newstrom makes his Forester debut today. And for the Sturs and for most of the teams in the CCL, colleges finishing up their year. Guys will continue to trickle in as the season progresses. It's 1-2. Schaefer stays alive, does well to stay alive. That's on the outside corner, and a strikeout ends the inning. The Sturs go down in order through a half, scoreless from Ventura.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Scoreless through a half.
Latshaw.
The Foresters get the ball to another starting left-hander, third straight starting left-hander for the Sturs through 3 games. Hunter Vincent makes his Forester debut. He just finished up his freshman year with Texas A&M from Prosper, Texas. Gets the ball on the hill here in Game 3. Both of these teams undefeated in CCL play. That will change this afternoon. First pitch is a good one. Strike 1 on James Latshaw, then Nate Lopez, and then Tyler Antoine. Two quick strikes from Vincent's defense with the Sturs. Schaefer at third, Reese at short. Chris Newstrom making his debut at second. Josh Woodworth is at first. Aiden Camper does the catching. Nick Salmon's in left. Connie Navarro in center. Kurt Ippolito is in right. And a strikeout on 3 pitches starts the ball game for Vincent. 1 away.
And now batting, number 10, Nate Lopez.
With 1 down, bases clear. Here is Nate Lopez. Get the nod at second base today for Conejo, defending CCL champs. Strike one. This is the first of 6 meetings this year between the Sturs and the Oaks. Last year, these two franchises met on 5 occasions. It was the Foresters who won the season series, winning 3 out of the 5 games. 1-1. Fantastic delivery from Vincent. Again, he continues to get ahead of the count. 1-2. Vincent, in this past year, an inning and a third on 10 appearances. Back-to-back strikeouts for Vincent. What a start to his time in Santa Barbara.
Now batting, number 38, Tyler Antoine.
2 down, bases clear. Tyler Antoine will dig in to get his first look at Hunter Vincent. We said when Vincent took the hill, 3 straight games with the starting left-hander for Santa Barbara. It was game 1 where Jack Fowler got the ball, going 5 shutout innings on 53 pitches. Tanner Grove tossed 4 on Sunday's game. First pitch missed, 1-0 to Antoine. For the first time in this inning, Vincent falls behind the count. 2-0. The Oaks entering today have been pushed in 12 runs so far through 2 games in CCL play. You look at what the Oaks have done so far through their first 2. Took down OC Riptide and the MLB Academy. This is a big bouncer over to Greece. And the Oaks go down in order. Nice play at Woodworth, shoveling it up at first. Clean innings for both Lavelis and Vincent, scoreless after 1.
Attention baseball fans, mark your calendars for Saturday, July 4th as the California Collegiate League All-Star Game comes to Greater Nevada Field in Reno, Nevada. Watch the CCL's top players and future professional prospects compete on one stage before an incredible post-game fireworks show as a part of America's 250th celebration. For tickets and more information, visit KyleSummergall.com.
Full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Campus of Ventura College Pirates Park. Third game of the season for both Santa Barbara and the Conejo Oaks. It will be Nick Salmon, Joshua Woodworth, Connie Navarro, 4-5-6 to get their first look at Johnny Lavelis. Strike 1 on the outside corner to Nick Salmon. So Salmon batting at the 4 spot today. On Sunday's game was batting at the 5 hole. And Nick, what a debut game with Santa Barbara. 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. Salmon gets ahead 3-1. Got knotted up. Full count. Johnny Gonzalez brings home the 3-2 to Nick. That's ball four. A leadoff walk for Santa Barbara starts the second. So Salmon is aboard, continuing his great work at the plate. And that's going to bring up Josh Woodworth. It's now with a base runner, the first of the game for Santa Barbara. We're talking about the running game already this year through 2 games, 7 stolen bases on 7 attempts for Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara, one of the most aggressive running teams in the CCL. That's a slider located for a strike, 0-1 on Josh. Laid down at first base, back in safe is Salmon. There was a ball at the plate, 1-1. Got underneath it, back into foul ground. Francisco, the catcher, maneuvers right in front of the first base dugout and secures out number 1.
Now batting, number 7, Makani Navarro.
One on, one out. Here is Makani Navarro. Makani playing center field today, batting 6 for Bill Tard. Makani on Sunday. Their infield hits along with an RBI, played 2 runs. It's great seeing Makani back in a Forster uniform. Recently to the University of Hawaii after spending a couple of years with Weston College. Great having him back with the Forsters after spending last year's summer in Santa Barbara. First pitch missed from Lovellis, 1-0. That's back and over the screen and out of play on the attempted bunt. Strike 1. So last year the 2 teams met 5 times. Santa Barbara won the season series 3 games to 2. It came down to the final meeting of the regular season in late July. That's going to miss away from Lovellis, 2-1.
Here, Johnny.
Also, this is the first real week for the Santa Barbara Foresters. They had 2 games in train. Monday off day yesterday. Playing 6 straight this week. Playing 6 out of 7 days the next 3 weeks. They win around 2-2.
Hey, so what? Here you go. Nice.
That's fluttered and in the foul ground. Nearly a diving play by Ryder Gordon. Able to catch the fluttering ball in foul ground nearly, but that ball was outside third and outside the grasp of the third baseman. It remains 2-2. Two down. DeBarro chases the high fastball. The second K for Lovellis.
Now batting, number 18, Kurt Ippolito.
So with 1 on, 2 down, that brings up Kurt Ippolito. Kurt out of the 7th spot today. Salmon remains at first base after a leadoff walk. That's on the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike, and what a start for Kurt Ippolito has been through 2 games. Kurt, in his debut of this season, 3 for 5, also an RBI. In the game on Sunday, Kurt was bumped up to the 2-hole. Another 3-hit day for Ippolito. Sensational start for Kurt this season. Good pitch from Lavelis, 2-2. Back-to-back Ks for Lavelis and gets around the leadoff walk. The Sturs leave Salmon stranded at first. And Johnny Lavelis back-to-back Ks through 1.5 scoreless from Ventura College in Ventura, California.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Hunter Vincent back to work on the hill for Santa Barbara. If you're joining us late, the 3rd straight left-hander on the hill, and that's a much different situation than last year's team. For the Foresters, left-handed arms were at a big premium when it came to the NBC. 1 or 2 arms were available out of the pen, which were just lefties, and yet so far through 3 games, 3 left-handed arms on the hill for Santa Barbara. Vincent, K2 in the first. Oaks went down in order. Reese, Gordon, Stillwell, the middle 3 for Conejo. Scoreless game on a gorgeous day from Ventura. Ventura just south of where Santa Barbara is located down Highway 101. And we appreciate you being with us on the Forster Broadcast Network. Good play over at second by Chris Newstrom. The recently activated Santa Barbara Forester. 1 pitch and 1 out for Vincent. That brings up Ryder Gordon. If you're joining us late, the defense for the Foresters, Landon Schaefer making his debut is at third, Marcus Grease at short, Chris Newstrom, who just made that play at second, Josh Woodworth at first, Aiden Camberg does the catching. In the outfield, Salmon is in left, Nabarro in center, and Ippolito in right. A high strike starts the plate appearance for Gordon. 0-1. Wind's picking up, blowing out towards right field in a unique setting here at Ventura College in terms of the outfield. Any outfielder with the ball hit towards the wall, especially dead away in center field, there's actually a bit of a vertical climb in right center field and dead away in center field, about probably 6 feet high if you have to camera up all the way to the outfield fence straight away. So a unique challenge here at Pirates Park for the outfielders. It's 1-1 now for Gordon. Strike two. First of 6 meetings this year between the Oaks and the Foresters. They'll also play twice this week, also back up in Santa Barbara later on. Over to Grease, and Marcus makes the play, 2 down. Pair of groundouts to start the second. And that brings up Caden Stillwell. Base is clear, 2 down for the Oaks, and this is an Oaks team that went 23-13 last year. Conejo ended up winning the CCL championship after the Foresters vacated the top spot in the CCL South as they went to the NBC tournament, as they do every year. That meant Conejo was the best team in the South in terms of their record, got the top seed, and ended up winning it all to become CCL champs. So the defending champs against the Santa Barbara Foresters. First pitch is down to Stillwell, 1-0. And of course for the Foresters, we said it through the first 2 games, all these games of the regular year, all 34 of them build into the NBC tournament, which occurs in Wichita, Kansas. Doing well in the regular season is great, but at the end of the year, the Foresters have one target, 1 goal. Come up short the last couple of years. Last championship was in 2022. Hunter Vincent falls behind 2-0 to the number 6 batter, Stillwell. Ball 3. And Hunter Vincent just finished up his freshman year with Texas A&M from Prosper, Texas, and a graduate of Prosper High School. 10 appearances with A&M on the bump this season. 11 1/3 innings pitched. Ball 4 on 4 pitches. The first base runner of the game comes with 2 down in the second.
Now batting number 21, Brady Francisco.
That brings up the catcher, Brady Francisco, for the Oaks. And it's been a nice homestand to start the year for Conejo. Their first 2 games were here at the comforts of Pirates Park, and they'll continue their homestand for the next couple days. That's on the outside corner, strike 1 on Francisco. So after 4 straight balls, Hunter Vincent locates on the outside corner to the number 7 batter. If you're wondering in terms of the running game for the Oaks, a stark contrast to the Foresters. So the Stars have attempted 7 stolen bases already. The Oaks, 1 stolen base on 1 attempt so far in CCL play. A high strike, 1-2. And the breaking ball just missed inside. Fantastic pitch from Hunter. Doesn't get the call, 2-2. Vincent this past year with A&M, 20 Ks to 11 walks in 11 1/3 innings pitched. Some more Ks than innings pitched this past year in just his freshman campaign with A&M. He was able to check it. Full count. With 2 down, Stillwell gets the head start. Stillwell held on by Josh Woodworth over at first. Just missed inside. Back-to-back walks now for the Conejo Oaks. Good plate appearance from Francisco out of the 7th spot. to keep the inning moving. And that's going to bring up the number 8 batter, Luke Medhurst. Two on, two out for the DH on the lefty-lefty matchup. Strike one. This is a Conejo team that through their first 2 games hitting .257. And even though we've seen back-to-back walks, just 7 walks through their first 2 games. The lead runner still well at second. Opportunity for the Oaks. 1-1. The Oaks have played OC Riptide along with the MLB Academy Barons so far this season. They beat Orange County 7-4 on Saturday, and on Sunday, an 11-inning affair against the MLB Academy Barons. The Oaks won 5-4. Nice grab by Camberg behind the plate on a pitch that was high and in. And a conference complete on the hill for Santa Barbara between the battery and the new pitching coach this year, Earl Carruthers. 2 balls and 1 strike on the DH, Luke Medhurst. RBI chance for the number 8 batter. That's dotted on the corner, 2-2. And the Barons, I should say the game for the Oaks against the Barons, it was a 5-4 win in 11 innings on the Dylan Jackson walk-off. But right now, it's 2-2. Vincent looks to get out of the jam. And he does. After back-to-back walks, a strikeout ends the inning. 3rd K for Hunter Vincent, and we are through 2. Scoreless in Ventura. First pitch strike to Caleb Hoover starts the 3rd for Johnny Lavellis, the starting right-hander for the Oaks. Hoover, Newstrom, Grease. That is 8-9-1 for the Foresters. Scoreless game. And the starter for the Stars, Hunter Vincent, did well to work around some traffic in the last half inning. 0s on the board to this point. And Hoover serving as the DH today for Santa Barbara. Behind in the count, 1-2. Hoover on Sunday, 2 for 4 day, a run scored, and also an RBI. First time Hoover was at the plate this year for the Stars. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be cool to see Hoover continue to throw on the hill this year, getting back to it. becoming more of the two-way guy as he didn't pitch last summer. And just did enough to stay alive, 2-2. Full count. Hoover, who spent the last year at South Carolina, entered the portal, entering the summer, recently committed with Nebraska. Can he get on to start the third? Yes, he can. That's going to hit him on the guard, on the shoulder. And Hoover is aboard to start the third.
Ouch. That looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Hoover aboard to get on in front of Chris Newstrom. And Chris makes his debut today for the Sturs, batting out of the 9 spot, playing second base. Squares around, takes a strike. Newstrom has spent the last 2 years with Tennessee. As a volunteer the past 2 years, really just you look at what he's done this year. Played in 27 games, 60 plate appearances for the Vols. Also some really good numbers and impressive work he did his freshman campaign with Tennessee. And he's a guy that hails from Scottsdale, graduate of Chaparral High School a couple years back. And the Arizona native now out to the California coast. 1 on, nobody out. His first plate appearance of the summer. Broken bat, shallow center field, and that ball is down. 2 on, nobody out on the shattered lumber by Newstrom. And you didn't see it in the picture, but the broken lumber went flying like a saucer over the third base dugout and out of the park. Thing probably traveled 30 feet to the left of the plate. Even more than that. So Newstrom's first plate appearance results in a single. And the first hit of the game for either side, courtesy of the number 9 man, to get on in front of Marcus Grease. The bunt's popped up, but it's going to trundle foul. Strike 1. And now Marcus Grease gets his second look at Johnny Lavelis. Grease in the first flew out to right. Remember, we haven't seen any hard hit balls into the outfield in terms of the outfielders having to navigate this unique outfield here at Pirates Park. In center field and in right center field, you're going to have an elevation gain on the outfield lawn going up and towards the fence. If you're straight away in center field, an outfielder would probably climb 6 feet vertically. That ball is down the line. It's fair. Grease is aboard. No play from Gordon at third base. He thought that ball was going to roll foul, and instead, a bunt single by Grease, and the base is loaded for the Foresters. Placed perfectly by Marcus down the third baseline. And that's going to load him up for Aiden Camberg. Fouled out to the left side, his first time. What an opportunity for Aiden. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Camberg, the first game of the season, started as the DH. Gets to start behind the plate in Game 3. Seen a good oscillation of the catching spot. Liam Wilson along with Zane Becker have been behind the plate, and Camberg actually came in defensively late on the game on Sunday behind the plate. Has to shorten up with 2 strikes. Ball 1. Huge opportunity for the Foresters to strike first. Remember, the Sturs have played already 27 runs this season through their first 2 games, granted, against affiliate teams of the CCL. Shallow center, and it's going to be Nagy, but an infield fly will be called. 1 away. So the infield fly for out number 1. And now for Johnny Lavelis, the starting right-hander has to be thinking about a ground ball here. After a hit batsman, back-to-back singles loaded him up. A massive first out. And he will now have to deal with Landon Schaefer. Schaefer, his first plate appearance as a Forester. Lavelis got him looking. Called strike 3 to end the first. Hoover is the lead runner. Ball 2. Both of these teams undefeated so far in CCL play. Both 2-0. The only 2 teams in the CCL South without a loss. That's back off to the plate umpire's mask. Strike 1. It's 2-1. Slider will miss inside. Ball 3. Lavelis has to locate. Nick Salmon looms on deck. And Schaefer, who just finished up his freshman year with Arkansas, playing 8 games this past season. Ahead in the count. And it's going to get past Francisco. Hoover to the plate, and the Foresters strike first. 1-0 in the third. Hoover on the ball into the backstop, plates the first run of the game. And it's now a full count on Landon Schaefer, 1-0 Santa Barbara. Everyone advanced 90. And Newstrom's now at third. First base open. Count is now 3-2 for Schaefer. Can the freshman from Arkansas get on? Yes, he can. Schaefer works a walk. That's going to load him up once again for Santa Barbara. Salmon in the last inning got base on balls. The first walk given up by Lavelis, and that walk by Schaefer was his second. So after the wild pitch, which plated Hoover, base is once again full. With first base occupied, ground ball double play. An option for Lavelis as Salmon goes after the first pitch, strike 1. I'll say it again, it's worth saying what Salmon has already done in just a single game with Santa Barbara. Made his debut with the Sturs on Sunday against the Santa Maria Indians. A 3-for-4 day for Nick. Not only 3-for-4, but his first hit was a 3-run homer in left center field. As a triple shy of the cycle. An opportunity to put up a crooked number with the bases loaded, 1 out. That's foul down the left field line, out of play, strike 2. And with the Foresters having played 2 affiliates so far to start the year, Santa Maria Indians, and then also the Philippines baseball group. You know, playing the Conejo Oaks, who the Foresters played tough last year. It's going to be a couple different games in terms of more competitive games this week. Bouncer. Reese down to second, and the ball gets away at first base. One run's already in, and from second base, Reese comes in. The ball's put in play. 2 runs come in. So it's now 3-0 in the third. Salmon will reach on a fielder's choice. Schaefer erased at second base. So now a 2 down. Two runs in this inning, rather 3, to make it a 3-0 game. And the batter will now be Josh Woodworth. And the East 6 from Nagy at short results in Grease coming to the plate. Woodworth now, ball 1 down, 1-0. Woodworth popped up his first time. 3 runs in for the Sturs. Good slider from Lavellis, 1-1. Remember, this is the first of 6 meetings between the Oaks and the Sturs, and the first of 2 meetings this week. 1-1. That's foul back. Strike 2 on Woodworth. And it's been an interesting inning. The first 3 men have reached base, an infield fly for out number 1. Wild pitch scored the first run. A walk loaded him up. Salmon put the ball in play, and Error scores the third run rather. Trying to get out of this inning right here. And a towering shot in the left center field. It's a long run for Antwine, and he's got enough room in the gap for out number 3. Woodworth gave it a ride. Will be retired, but the Sturs plate 3 in the third, and through 2.5, 3-0 Santa Barbara over the Oaks.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Bottom of 3 from Pirates Park on the campus of Ventura College. Nagy, Latshaw, Lopez, 9-1-2. Hunter Vincent back out on the bump. And Vincent worked around 2 walks with 2 down in the last. Ended up striking out the last man he faced to put up a 0. He's got some run support now. Ball 1 inside on Zach Nagy. And in case you're following along at home, Nick Salmon will go down reaching on the error. And that error scored Grease from second base. One on Zach Nagy. The Conejo team hitting .257 through their first 2 CCL games. Against some good competition, the OC Riptide and then MLB Academy Barons. Ended up walking off the Barons on Sunday, 5-4. Right down the middle, strike 2. The Conejo Oaks and Santa Barbara both 2-0 in CCL South play. OC Riptide currently has the most wins starting their season prior to most of the teams in the CCL South. OC currently sits at 3-1 in the Southern Division in the CCL. It remains 1-2 on Zach Nagy. Big bouncer in that is outside third. Well, do it again. And also for the Foresters, this is their first non-affiliate game. The Indians on Sunday, the Philippines on Saturday. It also was a run rule on Sunday for the Foresters. If you weren't with us then, it was reached an agreement with the Foresters leading 14-0, entering the bottom of the 7th. A run rule would be instated in 7 innings. Over to short. Grease can't make the play on the short hop. Nagy is aboard. And he's looking for 2. Play at second base. They safe. Just able to evade the tag at second. Nagy's able to swipe 2. Aggressive base running from the man out of the 9 spot. And it looked like the Sturs might have been able to get him at second base. But instead, a 2-base error for Nagy. And he gets on in front of Latshaw, the top of the order. And after conceding 3 runs, the Oaks have their leadoff man in scoring position for the top of the order. Looking back to the first, 1, 2, and 3 went in order for Conejo. Vincent struck out 2 along the way. That's foul. Strike 1. The Foresters on the road today. They'll also be on the road tomorrow against the Arroyo Seco Saints down in Pasadena, right across the way from the Rose Bowl. First 2 road games of the year. And then 4 straight to end the week back at Santa Barbara High School. Had him fooled, strike 2. Nasty pitch from the left-hander Vincent. Latshaw now on 2 strikes. Went down swinging in the first. A 3-0 Forester lead. Home half the 3rd. Latshaw goes down swinging for the 2nd time. 1 away in the 3rd. That is the 4th strikeout for Hunter Vincent.
Now batting number 10, Nate Lopez.
1 on, 1 out. That's going to bring up Nate Lopez. Fastball misses upstairs from Hunter Vincent. Ball 1. That's fouled back and out of play. Strike 1. Conejo, they have had 3 base runners in this game. 2 walks in the second, then Nagy reaching on the error to open up this third frame. The strikeout since, and now a 1-1. This is upstairs, ball 2. And it was the Conejo Oaks that beat the Sonoma Stompers to become the CCL champs last year. It was a CCL record of 23-13 last year for the Oaks. Right now they're 2-0, just like the Sturs. The high fastball, foul back and out of play, 2-2. And the Foresters have had some good pitching so far, granted against 2 affiliate teams. The Foresters have just given up 1 run to this point in the season. They've only given up 6 hits entering this game. Two. And a shot straight away to center. Nabarro to his left. Collects out number 2. Over to third, Nagy, 2 down. And again, it's a unique outfield here at Pirates Park. Any ball that gets scorched towards the fence, any outfielder will have to climb the wall. And also there's a tree perched over the right field fence, and there's some limbs that actually camber out over the plane surface. So if a ball is almost coming straight down, it's going to hit some branches. Granted, that would never really happen, depending on where a baseball apex. But regardless, an interesting outfield here with 2 down, a man at third. That's ball 1, handled well by Camberg to Tyler Antwine. Vincent got him on a ground out to short back in the first. And Hunter Vincent looking to work around a leadoff error. Strike 1. After a 3 spot in the top half by the Sturs. Vincent trying to grind his way through here. Put up another 0 in the third. A Conejo team that's got a number of players also from Westmont College from the Santa Barbara area. None in the lineup to this point. And that gets away from Camberg. To the plate, Nagy, and the Oaks are on the board. 3-1 ball game in the third. Will go down as a wild pitch to score Nagy. Base is now clear. The count is 2-1. Antwine takes a strike, 2-2. Which one of these 2 teams will be able to keep pace with Orange County, already sitting at 3 wins this season? Granted, the Riptide have a loss. Which one of these 2 teams will be undefeated after today? That's a foul tip to end the inning. After the leadoff error, the next 3 retired. Nagy plates the run on the wild pitch. And after 3, 3-1 lead for the Sturs.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Fourth inning from Ventura College. Already the first pitching change. Kyle Zahn now takes over the right-hander on the hill for the Oaks. We'll have to deal with Navarro, and then Ippolito, then Hoover, 6, 7, 8. The right-hander, first pitch fouled back, courtesy of Navarro, 0-1. Johnny Lavelis will be on the hook. We'll go 3 innings, 2 hits. The 3 runs, none of them earned. He walked 2, struck out 3. 0-1 on McConney. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Navarro went down swinging in the second. 4 runs have been played between the two teams. None of them have been earned runs. Good take from Navarro. 1-2. The Foresters lead, top of the 4th. We appreciate you joining us on the Forester Broadcast Network. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. That's up the middle and a base hit. Navarro's aboard to start the 4th. McConney has the 3rd hit of the game for Santa Barbara. And that's going to bring up Kurt Ippolito. Struck out his first time. That was in the 2nd. We said it in that inning. First plate appearance for Ippolito, but what a start it's been for Kurt. Navarro's back in safely, just barely. But Ippolito has found himself up and down the lineup through the first 3 games. Already 6 hits for Kurt. He has brought home 4. He's in the hole, 0-2. So Kyle Zahn, since coming into this game, has gone ahead of Navarro, 0-2, along with Ippolito. Navarro's got some legs. Should Bill Pintard send him at some point in this inning. Remains 0-2. Navarro stole a base on opening day against the Philippines. Means nothing in 2 for Ippolito. There goes Navarro. It's grounded over to Gordon. Goes the long way. 1 away. So Navarro got the head start. Down to second. Ippolito down 5-3 for out number 1. One on, one out. Here's Caleb Hoover. He's hit by a pitch his first time and scored on a wild pitch. He played the first of 3 runs in the last inning for Santa Barbara. Slices the first one out of play. Strike 1. It was a year ago for Mr. Hoover. And he had over 100 plate appearances for the Sturs, 108. It's all over the place defensively as well. Served as the DH at first, also in the outfield as well. And the versatility continues this summer with Hoover getting back to the hill on opening day. Pitching in 19 pitches for Caleb. He would have been pitching last year, but a broken hand derailed him, and as he was making his way back from that hand injury, just getting a bat in his hand was big. Up the middle, base hit. Navarro to the plate, and Caleb Hoover brings home the 4th run of the game for Santa Barbara. 4-1 in the 4th, and Hoover picks up the RBI.
Now batting, number 30, Chris Newstrom.
1 on, 1 out, 1 run in for the number 9 man, Newstrom. He's 1 for 1 with the run scored. Chasing the high fastball, strike 1. And Kyle Zahn took over on the hill for Johnny Lavelas, who's on the hook. Zahn pitched this last year with Ventura College. Hails from Simi Valley, right-handed reliever today. It was a fastball and now a slider, which is ground outside third, nothing in 2. And with Newstrom out of the 9 spot, Marcus Grease on deck. 1 on, 1 out. The Forsters making it a 4-1 game. Ball 1. Even when you look back to the games of last year, the Forsters won the season series 3-2, but a majority of those games were very close, just decided by a couple of runs and multiple times just by 1 run. That is line base hit. 3rd hit of the inning for the Sturs. 2 on, 1 out in the 4th. And Chris Newstrom in his Forster debut is now 2 for 2. And we said it earlier in this game, the Forsters through 2 games hitting .380. Granted, those first 2 games were against affiliates of the CCL. And the Forsters pushed in 27 runs in 2 games. And already the Sturs 4 runs on 5 hits. And it's back to the top for Marcus Grease. Started off with the breaking ball. Missed inside, ball 1. His last time, it was a bunt single, scored on an E6. Back in the first, flew out to right, so he's 1 for 2. That is blocked by Francisco, played down to third, and it gets away. Into the outfield, to the plate, Hoover, and the Sturs tack on 1 more, 5-1 in the 4th. There was just a little bit of life when that ball was blocked by Francisco. He did pretty well to keep it relatively in front of him. But Hoover aggressive, advanced on the wild pitch, and then scores on the E2. Newstrom is down to second. The 2-0 pitch is sprayed down the right field line. Strike one on Grease. So 5 runs in, and only one of those 5 runs has been earned for Conejo. 2 errors already in this game. The runner's on the move. It's a strike at the plate, and at second they got him. Caught stealing for the second out of the inning. And that's the first time all year the Forsters gunned down on the base pass, entering this game 7 for 7. Caught stealing Newstrom for the second out, and it is now 2-2 for Grease. Full count. So a lot's happened since Grease has been at the plate. The wild pitch, then the error scored Hoover. Newstrom thrown out at third. And just like that, it was 2 on, 1 out when he stood at the plate, and now it's bases clear, 2 down. To the right side, tough play. Lopez, good range, makes the play. At the end of it, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Sturs through 3.5, 5-1 Forsters. Bottom of the 4th, Forsters lead 5-1. That was the 51st pitch by Hunter Vincent. Tyson Reese, Ryder Gordon, Caden Stillwell, 4, 5, and 6 for the Oaks. Down by 4 runs in the home half of the 4th frame. The starting left-hander, now 52 pitches on the afternoon. He got Reese on a ground out to second back in the 2nd inning. Gets ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes on a good fastball, some good rise from Vincent. You have to imagine likely the final inning for Vincent. First couple starts, last couple days, Santa Barbara Foresters wanting their starters to go around 4 to 5 innings. And that's a strikeout to start inning number 4, the 6th of the day for Hunter Vincent. And the lone run on the scoreboard for the Oaks, an unearned run. That's going to bring up Ryder Gordon. 1 on, bases clear. Rather, nobody on, 1 out in the 4th. Gordon 0 for 1, grounded out back in the 2nd. Also, there was a change defensively for the Sturs. Marcus Grease lifted for a change defensively. Luke Corneliuson is now in at short. He'll be batting at the top spot in the Forester order. First pitch was a strike, and now the conversation with the battery. So after the strikeout, the 6th of the day for Vincent. 0-1 for Ryder Gordon. And Gordon is a guy who finished up this past year with Claremont McKenna. Another guy hails from Simi Valley. A lot of the players on this Conejo team hail from the Simi Valley general area, along with a number of guys in and around Ventura. But it was a season ago in the season series when the Foresters prevailed 3-2 over the Conejo Oaks. Vincent brings home the 2-1. Ball 3. If you're following along at home, been 2 walks given up by Vincent and Nagy, who got on to start the 3rd. As it's being scored here at the Conejo Park, gave Nagy an infield single, not reaching on error, so we'll see if that changes throughout the game, but as it stands, it was a hit. Count is now full. And then Nagy scored on a wild pitch. And that ruling appeared to be changed after initially going down as an error on the Foresters and then giving Nagy the infield single. Well, it's now 3-2. Gordon rolls it up the middle. Newstrom on the move, 2 down. Silky play from the second baseman, Chris, and let's not forget he's 2 for 2 at the plate and working on the infield as well. That's going to bring up Caden Stillwell, bases clear, 2 out. He was the first man to reach base. 2 out walk in the 2nd. Stands in. Yeah, exact same situation. 2 down, bases clear. Gets his 2nd look at Hunter Vincent. First pitch was low. Ball 1. Both teams undefeated, 2-0 in CCL play. That will change after today. Teams with the most win currently in the CCL, Orange County Riptide, who the Foresters will play a number of times throughout the course of this season. And their first meeting will be coming up on Thursday when the Sturs get back home to Santa Barbara High School. 2-0. Ball 3. Let's not forget Stillwell when he reached with 2 out on the walk. That was on 4 pitches. So you've seen 7 pitches so far from Vincent, all of which have missed the zone from the starting left-hander Hunter Vincent. That's on the inside corner. Gets back in the count. Check swing foul. Looked like it might have been high. Full count. The Foresters have opened up a 5-1 lead. With 2 runs in the top half of this inning. Stillwell sees a ball in the dirt. And for the second time today, Caden Stillwell works a walk against Hunter Vincent to continue the inning.
Number 21, Brady Francisco.
1 on, 2 down. That brings up Brady Francisco. Francisco from Simi Valley. Finished up this past year with Oklahoma State. Strike 1. It was his redshirt junior campaign with Oklahoma State. And you look down this roster for Conejo, number of guys from Westmont, Cal State Fullerton out of the Big West, San Diego State, San Jose State, teams that played in the Mountain West this past year. It's a bounder over to Newstrom, goes the short way for the force out, and the inning is over. Vincent works around the 2-out walk, and after 4, Sturs lead 5-1.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Fifth inning rolls around, and it's a 5-1 lead for Santa Barbara. Kyle Zahn remains on the hill. First pitch misses upstairs to Aiden Camberg, then Landon Schaefer, Nick Salmon, the 2-3-4 hitters for the Sturs. There's a 3 spot in the third, 2 in the fourth to make it a 5-1 ball game entering the Finneys' 5th inning. Finneys sponsoring this inning. Finneys now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, 1 on Lower State Street and 1 in Goleta. Finneys is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finneys Craft House. Camber gets ahead 3-0 on Kyle Zahn. Zahn took over in the 4th, with Johnny and Lavellis getting the start going 3 on the hook for the loss, giving up 3 runs in the 3rd. Ball 4 on 4 pitches, and Camberg is on to start the 5th. Camberg reaching for the first time today. His first 2, he was 0 for 2. Third plate appearance results with base on balls. And that gives way to Landon Schaefer. 0 for 1 with a walk for the man making his Forster debut today. For all of these guys that continue to trickle in through the next couple weeks, the roster looking to continue to get solidified. Late June, early July, building towards Wichita. Again, that's what all these games mean. Of course, you want to win during the regular year. Do things the right way, playing your 34 games of the regular season. But at the end of the day, it's all about peaking at the right time and trying to win the 11th NBC title for the Santa Barbara Foresters, last of which in 2022 on the back end of 3 straight, 20, 21, and 22. It's 1-1 for Schaefer. Strike 2. After Schaefer will be Salmon. And the way this week is lining up for the Sturs, some tough competition. Full-fledged franchises out of the CCL South pretty much on the docket all week. High and tight for ball 3. The Saints tomorrow, Orange County on Thursday. The Oaks, once again, will be at home on Thursday. And the count is 2-2 on Schaefer. Schaefer rolls it. Tough play for Gordon. It's a backhand. And that's a great play. 1 away. Camberg made the early jump down to second.
Now batting, number 15, Nick Salmon.
And that ball was hit to the right side of the right fielder. Good backhanded play from Ryder Gordon at the hot corner. Gets his man. So now with 1 down, 1 on, here is Nick Salmon. Salmon is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball 1 through the wickets to Francisco. Over to third, Camberg. It's another wild pitch by the Oaks pitching staff. Wild pitch cost him a run in the third. And it's cost them a number of bases in this game. So a sac fly now in play for Nick Salmon. First pitch missed for a ball. It's 1-0. Ball 2. Big cut from Nick. 2-1. And we said it on Sunday for Salmon. But Nick started his college career with UC Santa Barbara, redshirted with the Gauchos a couple years back. Spent the last year with Golden West CC and is recently committed to Oregon State. Got under it, out of play for strike 2. And Nick recorded 157 ABs. Hit 318 this past year with Golden West CC. So after not playing with UC Santa Barbara, redshirted. A lot of good run with Golden West, and now going to Oregon State. Salmon sees ball 3. The inning started with a 4-pitch leadoff walk. Schaefer grounded out. Kyle Zahn. What can he do here with this next pitch? And it's interesting looking at, granted it's been a small sample size, the first 2 games for the Foresters. When they've been scoring runs, once they break that gate in any given game, they have been scoring a number of runs in the subsequent innings. More on that in just a moment. That's a strikeout. 2 down. That's a big K for Kyle Zahn. When you look back to game number 1 on opening day, the Foresters scored in every inning after the third. Did not have to bat in the last of the 9th. You look back to yesterday's game, scored in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Did not score in the 6th. And remember that game ended in a run rule. Did not bat in the bottom of the 7th. It ended in 7. They won 14-0 against the Indians. Going after the first pitch was Woodworth, 0-1. But once the Foresters have broken the gate in terms of getting the first run to the plate, it has been incredible what they've been able to do essentially through 2.5 games this season. Here's the 0-1. A high strike, 0-2. Josh is 0 for 2, a pop-up to the catcher and a fly out to center. Woodworth at first base today for Bill Pintard, the 32nd-year manager for the Sturs. High and tight. Ball 1. Camberg remains at third after the leadoff walk. Woodworth strikes out, and back-to-back Ks end the inning for Kyle Zahn. Works around the 4-pitch leadoff walk. Through 4.5, Santa Barbara on top 5-1 over the Oaks.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the 5th inning. This 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's a great place to gather before or after any Forester game. And Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and another one in Goleta. Finney's Craft House. First change of the ball game for the Sturs in terms of the pitchers. Joey Wittig will take over, and this will be the debut for Joey. And a mix-up with numbers on Sunday. Thought Wittig initially pitched for the Sturs on Sunday against Santa Maria, but he makes his debut here this afternoon against the Oaks. First pitch is rolled to the left side of a base hit, and Luke Medhurst out of the 8th spot is aboard to start the 5th. Medhurst, Nagy, Latshaw. And Nagy, last time he stood and he was leading off the 3rd. Initially went down as an E6. It was then changed here in Ventura to a hit. But 1 on, nobody out. Conejo work to do. That's in there, strike 1. Wittig, the San Diego native, this last season collegiately with Louisiana Tech. Induces a bouncer. Schaefer on to Newstrom, and not in time at first. The throw was shallow. Good back-end speed from Nagy. So the lead runner erased. Nagy aboard on a fielder's choice. That's going to bring around the top with James Latshaw. Latshaw 0 for 2. He has K'd twice. And by the way, Hunter Vincent, who got the start today, went 4. He'll go down as 1 hit, 1 run, which was not earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And in the CCL, any starting pitcher that goes 4 can be in line for the victory. And that gave Tanner Grove on Sunday, after going 4, his first win of the year on 53 pitches. And now Vincent in line for the victory here this afternoon. Had him fooled, nothing in 2. Assuming no ground ball double play after Latshaw will be Lopez. Nothing and 2. Latshaw strikes out, down to second, a high throw, and an errant throw as it gets away into center field, as Nagy will get over to 3rd. And it looks like the 3rd out will be called on batter's interference at the plate on the throw down from Camberg, and that will result in the 3rd out of the inning. Batter's interference after the strikeout will result in Nagy being retired on the base pass, and like that, Wittig just has to face the minimum in the 5th. And after 5, it is a 5-1 game in Ventura.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
6th inning, 5-1 Foresters lead. Navarro, Ippolito, Hoover. They'll get their first look at the new right-handed reliever. Caden Ceramic takes over the second man out of the pen today for the Oaks. Trying to keep this 4-run deficit in the Sturs. How many more can they push in? Their offense has been a juggernaut so far through 2.5 games. Navarro is 1 for 2. A single to center field his last time in the 4th. And actually, Navarro, all 3 plate appearances have been against a different pitcher in this game. 1-1. And with the Foresters playing essentially a full slate this week, full franchise teams in the CCL, much deeper rosters. The last 2 games, the Foresters saw a number of players who were on the field, I should say in the field, and then had to come in and pitch. Rosters that were not nearly as deep for the Philippines and then also the Indians. And as a result, the Foresters were able to capitalize, pushing in those 27 runs and hit a 380 clip. 2-1 now for McConney. And a towering ball into foul ground, and that's going to drift out of play. Strike 2. And from where the plate is orientated, the Pacific is about 7 o'clock if you're standing directly behind home plate, and that's where the wind blows out towards right field here at Pirates Park. 2-2. Just did enough to get a piece of it. Stays alive. And the sun is getting lower in the sky here. And the outfielders, especially in right, it's going to be a tough play on any fly ball that general direction. Bouncer. Lopez has out number 1. That brings up Kurt Ippolito. Kurt is 0 for 2. Calzon got him on a ground out his last time, and then Lavella struck him out back in the 2nd. That's also a pretty cool story. We've spoke about it already with Ippolito, not playing with the Foresters last year. Was on the team sometime in the 2024 season. And in that 24 season, just a handful of plate appearances in single digits. And already having such a massive impact on what the team has done through 2 games. Stands in with the bases clear, 1 out. Here's a 1-0 from Ceramic. That is lined in the left. And Ippolito is aboard with 1 out in the 6th. So the first hit of the day for Kurt comes with 1 down in the 6th frame.
Now batting, number 14.
And that can open up the running game too for the Sturs. Ippolito stole 2 on opening day. One on, 1 out. The batter is Hoover. And a scorcher into right. That ball is back. That ball is very gone. Caleb Hoover tattoos one over the right field fence, and the 2-run shot makes it a 7-1 lead in the 6th. And Caleb Hoover is now 2 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. Give him 3 RBIs. 7-1 ball game in the 6th. So the base is now clear, 1 away. And the Foresters, Their offense continues to roll, and this is a Conejo team, again, that's 2-0 in CCL play. On their last game, they had walked off MLB Academy 5-4 and 11. The Oaks have been held to 2 hits to this point, and the Foresters now have 7 runs on 7 hits. Strike 1 on Chris Newstrom, who's 2 for 2. That's in the air into left center field. It's a long run, and making the diving catch, Tyler Antwine makes the play for out number 2.
Now batting, number 2, Luke Cornelison.
And now that's going to bring up, with 2 down, bases clear, Luke Cornelison. And Luke, his first plate appearance of the summer, took over defensively at short for Marcus Grease. First pitch located, strike 1. And Luke just spent his freshman year at Arkansas. He's also a native of the state from Springdale. Out in front of the plate as it rolls foul for strike 2. Cornelison, this past year, 6 games with Arkansas. Rated the number 5 overall prospect and number 1 third baseman in Arkansas by perfect game. So he was able to stay in his home state, being the number 1 ranked third baseman out of high school. He's in the hole, 0-2. Cornelison will roll it outside third, stays alive. If you're wondering, Grease will end up going 1 for 3 today. And bunt, single, and then scored a run in the third. And Grease, all 3 games, has started in the top spot in the order. Lifted for Cornelison. Another 0-2 pitch from Ceramic. Ball 1. And for Cornelison, the number 18th ranked third baseman, the entire class around the country, the 2025 class. Cornelison will strike out to end the inning. Ceramic picks up his first K, but Caleb Hoover, a 2-run shot in the 6th, makes it a 7-1 ball game through 5.5.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
7-1 lead for the Santa Barbara Foresters. 3 runs in the third, 2 in the fourth. The 2-run shot by Hoover in the sixth to make it a 6-run advantage over the defending CCL champs, the Conejo Oaks. Lopez Antoine Reese, 2-3-4 against Joey Wittig, who remains in this game after a 6-pitch last inning. Strike 1 on Lopez. After an infield single, Nagy reaching on the fielder's choice, the strikeout to Latshaw, who was also called for batter's interference, resulted in the third out of the inning. Just 6 pitches required for Wittig to record 3 outs. That's outside third, strike 2. Lopez 0 for 2. Fly out to center, struck out. Ball 1. Just missed away at the knees, 2-2. Remember, Hunter Vincent, the starter, went 4. And in the CCL, if you go 4, eligible to pick up a victory. So Vincent in line for the win here this afternoon, striking out 6 in 4 innings. Lopez strikes out, 1 away. The second K for Wittig, the 8th by Forster pitching. That's going to bring up Antoine. Had a nice play defensively in center field for the Oaks in the last inning. He's 0 for 2. His first time grounded out. His last time struck out, both of which was against Hunter Vincent. So the base is clear, 1 down. Antoine sprays it out of play, strike 1. The lone run for the Oaks in this game occurred in the third. After it looked like initially Nagy reaching on a leadoff error, was changed to a single, scored on a wild pitch. Here's an 0-1. In the air to right, Ippolito recovers for out number 2. Initially made a step backwards, but good read by Kurt, 2 down. That's going to bring up the cleanup batter, Tyson Reese. And in terms of offense, the Oaks put up 12 runs in their first 2 games. Along with 2 long balls. Hitting .257, but again, in terms of just perspective, granted, the Foresters playing 2 affiliate teams to start the year, hitting .380, which leads the league in terms of hitting efficiency. Strike 1. Across the entire slash line, the Foresters ranked the top team in the CCL in just a few games played so far this year. We've already seen the home run by Hoover. The Stars slugging, entering today at .549 through their first 2 games. Here's an 0-1 to Reese. Ball 1. One thing Bill Pintard said entering this year, every year is different. You have so many new guys entering, joining your team year in and year out. Bill Pintard, speaking to him prior to the start of the season, he said, I think we're going to be able to hit pretty well this year, and that has been the case so far through 2.5. And not only that, you tack on all the returning guys from last year's team, the way that the Foresters want to play, how to conduct themselves day in and day out. You combine that along with the good pitching staff that we've already seen. Promising year for the Foresters. It's 2-1 to Reese. That's dotted by Wittig, 2-2. Riso for 2 today. Two down in the 6th. Joey Wittig, the 2-2. Fly ball. Ippolito in right. Secures out number 3, and Joey Wittig, after 2, faces the minimum after 6. And Ventura, 7-1 Foresters over the Oaks.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Seventh inning, Foresters leading 7-1 over the Conejo Oaks. Caden Ceramic back on the hill for his second inning, and a pinch hitter starts the inning. Cole Chamberlain takes strike 1, hits out of the 2 spot for Aiden Camberg. Chamberlain will take over behind the plate. And we were just speaking of returning guys in the last half inning. Chamberlain, one of the 9 who was on a Forester roster prior to this season. Chamberlain, his first plate appearance, is in the hole, 0-2. Chamberlain wearing 44 today. That number will change. Underneath it, and back out of play into the first row. Remains 0-2. And Chamberlain this past year played with Coastal Carolina after playing his freshman year with Texas. Native from Northern California. A season ago had 93 plate appearances, hit over 300 with the Foresters. Really split time with him and Zane Becker, both of which returned to the Foresters this year. Chamberlain's able to check it. Ball 1. After Cole will be Landon Schaefer, then Nick Salmon. 3 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. Chamberlain strikes out, 1 away.
Now batting, number 24, Landon Schaefer.
That's going to bring up Schaefer. Base is clear, 1 down. 0 for 2 with a walk. Gets his first look at Caden Ceramic. And Schaefer making his debut today. So 3 Forsters in terms of batters have made their debut today. Schaefer, Newstrom, Chamberlain, also Luke Cornelison also recorded his first plate appearance. So Forsters at the plate have made their debut today. We'll likely see more guys trickle in throughout the course of this week, and then that number will slow down in the subsequent weeks. 1-1. After Schaefer will be Salmon. 7-1 the Forster lead. Got underneath it. Reese says he has it. 2 down. Ceramic now through an inning and 2/3. After the Caleb Hoover home run, retired now 4 Forsters in order. That's going to bring up Nick Salmon. 0 for 2 with a walk today. And another thing for the Forster offense and what they've been able to do, now with 34 runs on the year, it's the adjustment to the wood bats as well. Playing with the composite bats collegiately, you always have to think there's just a little bit of just transition period. Swinging the old-fashioned lumber. Game 1, the Sturs had 13 runs on 10 hits. Actually, if you go back through the history books, the Forsters, as we know them now, which were brought back in '91, Coach Townsend. The Forsters used composite bats till 1998. Switched to wood bats, where most of the college summer leagues pretty much exclusively use wood bats now. But it was in '98 when the Forsters made the change to wood. It's 2-1. That's grounded outside first for strike 2 on Nick. Caden Ceramic took over in the last inning. With 2 down, the bases cleared, the 2-2. Salmon got underneath it. Into left. It will be Stillwell without number 3. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. It's time to stretch from Ventura College. Sturs on top 7-1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Forsters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Forsters for several seasons. Just like the Forsters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Second man out of the bullpen for the Sturs makes his debut. Will Jordan, the right-hander, plays for Texas Tech. Takes over in a 7-1 game, bottom of the 7th. Strike one on Ryder Gordon. Hunter Vincent, the starter, went 4. Joey Wittig went 2, scoreless. Now gives the reins to Will Jordan. Strike 2. So another reliever out of the pen for the Sturs making their debut. He's dealing with the number 5 man. Then Stillwell, then Francisco. 5, 6, 7 in this inning for the Oaks, who find themselves trailing by 6. Gordon, he went around on 3 pitches. 1 away. We saw Chamberlain pinch hit, and it looks like taking over behind the plate is Liam Wilson. So Wilson takes over behind the plate. Catching for Will Jordan. With 1 down, bases clear. Ball misses upstairs, 1 and 0. By the way, that K by Jordan was the 9th by Forrester pitching. And now to deal with Stillwell, who has reached safely twice. His first 2 plate appearances resulted in walks. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's another strike from Will Jordan. Gets ahead 1 and 2. Stillwell takes ball 2 away. Evens the count. So we posed this question at the start of the broadcast. Who would be the team that would still be undefeated in CCL play, as we are in the bottom of the 7th? Looking good for the case for Santa Barbara, leading 7-1. Jordan struck out the first man he faced, and he strikes out the second man he faces. Stillwell goes down. 2 down in the 7th. So the 10th K by SB pitching. When you look at the strikeout numbers for the Sturs, they K'd 7 Indians in 7 innings on Sunday. And then 10 Ks on opening day against the Philippines. 2 down, bases clear. Strike 1 on Francisco. Brady is 0 for 1 with a walk. Two teams that will get very familiar with each other over the course of the year. First of 6 meetings this season between the Sturs and the Oaks. Jordan gets ahead 0-2 on Francisco. He strikes out the side in his Forrester debut. Francisco goes down looking, the 11th K by Stur pitching. What a debut for Jordan. K's 3 and after 7, 7-1 Foresters.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Eighth inning from Ventura College, 7-1 Foresters. First pitch misses down low from Landon Martin, the new arm that takes over for the Conejo Oaks. He'll have to deal with 5'6'7" Woodworth Navarro Ippolito. One and one. Josh today is 0 for 3. Popped out to the catcher, fly out to center, and struck out his last time. This is the third arm out of the bullpen today for the Oaks. How about Will Jordan striking out the side in his debut in the last half inning? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Also some changes for Conejo. Aguilera takes over at short, Martinov behind the plate. They'll come to the plate in a few batters' time in the subsequent half innings. 2-2 to Woodworth. Gets him on the outside corner, 1 away.
Now batting, number 7, Makani Navarro.
That strikeout by Martin was the 8th by Conejo pitching. And it's now Makani Navarro's turn. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. In the air to left center field, it's a long run for Stillwell, and that ball falls right in front of him. Navarro will dig for 2, and he'll slide in safely. A 1-out double for Makani, his second hit of the day. Pinch hitter now, hitting for Ippolito. Jake Despain will hit at the 7 spot. Despain hitting for Ippolito. RBI chance with Navarro at second. 7-1 the Foresters lead. Strike 1. The Foresters 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the second to amass this 7-1 lead. They've held Conejo to just a single hit in this, to 2 hits rather. The 1 run on 2 hits for Conejo. That run was plated in the 3rd. It's now 1-1. Upstairs for Bolt 2, and with Ippolito lifted for the pinch hitter, Kurt, he'll have a 1-for-3 day. A base hit his last time, also a run scored. He was brought in on that massive home run by Caleb Hoover over the right field fence. That's going to miss inside, 3-1. And with Despain pinch hitting, we saw Jake pinch hit on Sunday's game. And he started in right field on the opening day game. The count is now full. After him will be Caleb Hoover. The payoff pitch to Despain. Ball 4. Good plate appearance by Jake. Gets on in front of Hoover. And what a day for Caleb. His first time, which was back in the 3rd. He was hit by a pitch. Came around to score on a wild pitch. RBI single in the 4th. Came around to score on an error. And then the mashed ball over right. And that actually hit the limbs of the tree beyond that right field fence. It was hit so hard. Starts off with a strike at the knees, 0-1. And the Forsters already have 3 home runs this year. A home run in every single game this season. Backdoor slider, 0-2. In game 1, it was Zane Becker, a grand slam for the first long ball of the year. Nick Salmon had a home run on Sunday against the Indians. Hoover has one today. Hoover takes a ball away, 1-2. And just for perspective, so that's now 3 homers on the year. You look back to a year ago, the Sturs during CCL play just had 6 home runs through 32 games of the regular season. And they now have already half that number, and we're not even through game 3. Again, we'll go back to that statement by Bill Pintard. He told us earlier in the season, well, prior to the start of the season, I think we're going to be able to hit. And by the looks of it, that looks to be a factual statement by the skipper for the Sturs. And now time being called and out of the first base dugout. Coaching staff going to take a look over. Might be the center fielder, Antoine. And the trainer now going out to greet him. As Antoine gets looked over, we'd like to remind you that home run by Hoover, by Becker on opening day, and by Nick Salmon, brought to us by our friends at Santa Barbara Airport. SBA sponsoring those Forsters home runs. You can always get home with Santa Barbara Airport. And it looks like that's going to be it for Antoine. We hope all the best to him. And being a lower limb, there's going to be a change in the outfield now. Meanwhile, it's 1-2 at the plate for Hoover. Just a single out, 2 on.
Number 5, Tyson Reese moves to right field. Number 18, James Latshaw to center. Now in the game, number 12, Dylan Jackson.
So 3 changes being made in terms of positioning after the injury to Antoine. Dylan Jackson now in the game, Latshaw to center. Meanwhile, that's ball 2 in the dirt for Hoover, evens the count 2-2. Can Hoover work him around? 2-2. He'll strike out. 2 down. And that's going to bring the number 9 man, Chris Newstrom. And Chris, 2 for 3. Really nice way to start his summer with the Santa Barbara Foresters. RBI chance with the lead runner, Nabarro. He's got some legs. He can run. On the inside corner, strike 1. It was actually the man who got Newstrom for the second out in the 6th. It was Antoine making a nice play, really a fantastic play in center field to rob Newstrom of his 3rd hit of the game. Can he find it with this plate appearance? He'll have to shorten up, behind in the count, 0-2. As we approach 6:30 local time, wherever you may be, know a lot of these players from around the country. We appreciate you joining us, even if the evening's getting a little bit later in the central and also eastern time zones. Newstrom stays alive, fouls it back. But still, it's remarkable what we said just a few batters ago. All last year, just 6 home runs for the Foresters. And the Foresters, even though just 6 long balls, were able to lead the CCL with the best record, yet they already have 3 this year. Incredible. Chris fights off another one, means 0-2. And along with that, of course, you have the offensive side of things, but in terms of pitching, what the Foresters have done on the hill, every starter has gone at least 4 so far through 3 games. Today, Hunter Vincent in line with for the win. Remains 0-2. There's Martinov. We'll have a word with Landon Martin. Remember, Martin took over in this inning for the Oaks. Whenever this game does conclude, these 2 teams will face off again on Friday. Be game 2 of a 4-game homestand for the Foresters. And they'll welcome in the defending CCL champs. Newstrom takes the ball upstairs. Runners advance 90. Ball 1. Nabarro over to third, down to second, Jake Despain. And now 2 in scoring position for Newstrom. Got underneath it. Short left. Aguilar, he barely made the play, overplayed it, recorrects, but makes the grab over at short to retire to the side. Sturs strand a pair on 1 hit, going to the bottom of the 8th. Sturs on top by 6.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of 8, 7-1 Foresters. Luke Medhurst goes after the first pitch, strike 1. Luke 1 for 2 today. Gets his first look at Grady Westfall. The right-handed reliever makes his debut for the Foresters on the hill. Grady just finished up his freshman year with Texas. Did not play this year, but he was a 2-time All-State selection in the great state of Kansas. Graduate of high school at Blue Valley High School. Ball's behind 2-1 to the number 8 batter in DH Medhurst. Aguilar, then Latshaw, scheduled in the 8th for Conejo. Work to do, down by 6. And that's a good start. Leadoff single for Conejo. And Medhurst has his second hit. With Grady Westfall taking over on the hill, the third man out of the pen. Rather, instead of Aguilar, it will be Nagy remaining in this game. Change positions, started at short, stands in with 1 on, 1 out. That was just the third hit of the game for the Oaks, as Westfall will miss away for ball 1 with the heater. Nagy is 0 for 2. Actually, he's 1 for 2, rather. Had the first hit of the game in the 3rd. And bounced into a fielder's choice in the 5th. 2-0. All 4 pitchers making their debut this afternoon for Santa Barbara. Foul tip, strike 1 on Nagy. And for Grady Westfall, what a senior year he had with Blue Valley High School. As a senior, he had a 6-1 record, 1.32 ERA, and also threw 2 no-nos over the course of his senior year. It's 2-1. That's in the dirt. Wilson able to handle it behind the plate. Ball 3. Remember, it's Wilson that took over after Chamberlain pinch hit. Chamberlain hit in the last. And that's when Wilson took over behind the plate. It's 3-1. Full count. This is a Conejo team really similar to the Foresters. When the standards in the CCL, both these teams highly respected in the Southern Division. The payoff pitch from Westfall. Deuce is a bouncer. Cornelison is able to get the throw off, but it's wide. And a free base for both the runners. Medhurst over to third, and Nagy is aboard. It'll go down as a single for Nagy, and then the throw to advance him 90 feet. So Nagy has his second hit, and 2 now in a scoring position for the Oaks. Neither team has scored since the 6th. That was a 2-run jack by Caleb Hoover. And the Oaks, their only run came in the 3rd. And with nobody out, threatening now in the 8th. There's a quick conversation on the hill. Between Earl Carruthers and the battery. And the pitching coach this year for the Foresters. Did such a good job getting everything's mapped out, slated out for all of his different arms. That's a strike. 0-1. And with 2 on, nobody out, Westfall has to deal with the top of the order, Latshaw, who is 0 for 3, Kane all 3 times. Here's 0-1. Good work by Wilson. 1-1. Westfall just has to take it one at a time. And he didn't pitch this past year with Texas. Now with 2 on behind him, nobody out. That's a lasered well out of play on a rope. Strike 2. When you look at the guys that have gotten on in this game for the Oaks, it's been the guys at the bottom of the order for Conejo that have been able to reach. Forster's pitching has done well against the top. That's up the middle, tough play. And it gets through. 1 run is in, and here comes Nagy, and 2 runs in on that ball put in play by Latshaw. And Conejo now have 3 runs, 7-3 game in the 8th. The second error of the inning for the Forsters. Results in 2 runs in, nobody out, and 1 on. Goes down as an E4 on Newstrom at second. And here's Danny Aguilera hitting for the first time today. And that pitch sails high. Down to second goes Latshaw on the errant pitch. And then you can hear Bill Pintard out of the third base dugout for the Forsters, cheering on Grady. After the first 3 men have reached in this inning, along with 2 errors. Count should be 3-0. And that's located 3-1. 2 runs in. Things could get interesting here. 7-3 ball game in the 8th. 3-1 from Westfall. Ball 4. So the first 4 men have reached base for Conejo. In his first plate appearance of the day, Aguilera is aboard.
Now batting, number 12, Dylan Jackson.
And that's going to bring up Dylan Jackson for the first time. Two runs in, 2 on, nobody out. And that's into the backstop. Latshaw over to third. Aguilera down to second. And that gets rid of any force out at second on a ground ball. It's the 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2. Another errant pitch, but it ricochets all the way back to Wilson. It's ball 3. It's almost like hockey boards behind the plate. Very active wood. You can see it just spring back to Liam Wilson. The first 4 men have reached base. There's a quick conversation with Schaefer, talking to Grady. It's 3-0 for Dylan Jackson, hitting for the first time today. Ball 4. And Jackson, in his first plate appearance, works a walk. Bases loaded, and that brings the tying run to the plate in the 8th. Nobody out. And that's going to be Tyson Reese. So it's been 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 walks in this inning to allow Conejo to plate 2 runs, load up the bases, and here comes Bill Pintard. 32 years as the manager for the Foresters. Will go to the bullpen. First mid-inning pitching change of the season for the Foresters. Grady Westfall making his Forester debut. His day will be complete. Tying run at the plate. New arm coming in for Santa Barbara. 7-3 ball game in the 8th. Now into the game for the Foresters, Lucian Wexberg will be the first arm to pitch twice this season. Wexberg just needed 9 pitches to record 3 outs in the opening day game against the Philippines. He'll miss away for ball 1 to Tyson Reese. Tying run at the plate. 7-3 ball game in the 8th. Lucian Wexberg spent the last 2 years at Pepperdine. And prior to that, 2 years at Westmont. He's well familiar with the Santa Barbara area and hails from Camarillo, just a little bit inland of where we are in Ventura. And interesting enough, Lucian pitched for the Conejo Oaks in 21 and 22. Going against his former team, induces a swing, strike 2. And especially with nobody out and the bases juiced. If Lucian can record out number 1 right here, how big that will be for the cause for the Foresters. That's a strikeout, 1 away. The high fastball from Wexberg. Massive first up for the Sturs. 1 away. Now the infield can look for a ground ball double play. as Ryder Gordon digs in. The lead runner is Latshaw. Bases filled with Oaks, one away. Strike one on Gordon. So again, Wexberg, the first man to pitch twice this season for the Foresters. Finished out the game with 9 pitches, had 1 strikeout, and the 3 outs he recorded against the Philippines. Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Ryder Gordon. Tying run at the plate for the Oaks. Gordon sees a ball down low. Lucian Wexberg, this past season with Pepperdine, led the WCC in saves. He had a 3-3 overall record along with 10 saves. Pitched 25 times for the Pepperdine Waves over the course of 29 innings. Another 2-strike count. That's on the outside corner, 2 out. That is the 13th K by Forrester pitching. So Wexberg has gotten 2 Ks with the bases loaded. There have already been 2 runs in this inning for the Oaks. And that's rolled to the right side. Base hit off the bat of Stillwell. Latshaw in. Aguilera is held up in an errant throw, which will be covered up by Lucian Wexberg. But an RBI for Stillwell to make it a 7-4 ball game in the 8th. Bases remain loaded. Tying run on base. Go ahead run at the plate. Martinov's first plate appearance starts off with a slider in there for strike 1. Martinov took over behind the plate for Francisco, standing in for the first time. Tying run on base. In the hole, 0-2. Wexberg has K'd 2 and is now K'd 3. Wexberg comes in and limits the damage. A 3-run inning for the Oaks. 3 runs on 3 hits, and we're headed to the 9th. 7-4 lead, Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
7-4 ball game in the 9th. Stars have their top three: Luke Cornelison, Wilson, and then Schaefer. Strike one. Landon Martin remains in this game. He took over in the 8th. Worked around a one-out double by Navarro, who stole a base, was stranded at third. Also, Despain worked a walk. The next two were retired to put up a 0. That's Benton, 0-2 on Cornelison. Luke, in his first plate appearance of the summer, ended up going down swinging, trying to get on in front of Liam Wilson. Bouncer, and it gets through down the line. It was a tough play for Gordon, and Cornelison is aboard to start the 9th. It's going to go down as an E5 on Ryder Gordon. So Cornelison gets on in front of Wilson. Strike one. Wilson hits for the first time. Cornelison aboard after the error. And that's fouled back and out of play, 0-2 on Liam. And can the Stars just get at least one more, give a little extra cushion? It is now a 3-run game after the Oaks end up plating 3 runs on 3 hits, bottom of 8, their first run since the 3rd inning. Wilson takes ball 1 in the dirt. Wilson, the sophomore from Chandler, Arizona, tattoos one down the line, and that ball is a fair ball into the corner. Cornelison to third, down to second. Wilson, and a double for Liam Wilson to put 2 on, nobody out.
Now batting, number 24, Landon Schaefer.
So after Cornelison got on via an error, the double down the line by Liam to set the table for Landon Schaefer. Just in case you're wondering, in the bottom half of the inning, 8-9-1 for Conejo. Landon Day 0 for 3 with a walk. Strike one. And Schaefer was a guy in the 2025 draft, was taken in the 20th round by the Philadelphia Phillies. Looking to go to Arkansas to play his freshman year. Was ranked the 70th overall prospect in the 2025 high school class. Takes upstairs, 1-1. That's bounced outside third. Strike two. After Schaefer, Salmon. Nobody out in the 9th. Martin brings home the 1-2 pitch, and that's inside 2-2. To Schaefer. Foul back. Cornelison at third, Wilson at second. Schaefer strikes out, one away. So one down. It's Nick Salmon. 0 for 3 with a walk. In the cleanup spot today. And starting in left field for Bill Pintard. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch sprayed out of play. Strike 1. Remember, Nick hit .318 this past year for Golden West CC. He's behind the count, 0-2. A game to see which one of these two teams will still be undefeated in the CCL South. These are the only two undefeated teams the first couple games of the season. The 0-2 to Salmon. Handled well by Martinov. A 1-2 from Martin. Back-to-back Ks for Landon Martin, 2 down. So Salmon goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Josh Woodworth. Josh 0 for 4. And if Landon Martin get out of this jam, keep it a 3-run game, what an effort that would be after leadoff man got on via an error, then the double by Liam Wilson. But right now it's Woodworth. Goes after the first one. Strike 1. It's Josh, who's from this area, graduate of Ventura High School and played for Pepperdine. An opportunity to bring in 2. 1-1. And Josh, 2-time perfect game All-American in high school. Also Max Preps All-American. Back in his local area. That's in and out of the glove from third base. Cornelison plates the run. 8-4 in the 9th, Foresters. It'll go down as a pass ball to plate the 8th run of the game for the Foresters. And the first run for the Sturs since the 6th. And the way the season has gone, that's quite some time since the Foresters have scored, considering all the runs that they've scored in their first 2 games, and even here today. Runs in the 3rd, 4th, 6th, and now in the 9th. It's 2-1. Strike 2. Wilson on the pass ball over to third. But the Sturs have gotten 1 in. And as Cornelison reached on the error. Here's a 2-2. Another one sprayed out of play by Josh. Remember, in the bottom of this inning, there'll be 8-9-1 for the Oaks. Who will take the hill? Well, Lucian Wexberg was called upon for firefighting duties in the last re-enter. Woodworth will go down swinging. What an effort from Martin. The first 2 reach, the next 3 K'd. But 1 run does come into the score on the pass ball. Going to the last of the 9th, Sturs on top, 8-4 over the Oaks. On to the last of the ninth. The man who led off the last inning stands in the ninth, Luke Medhurst, who is 2 for 3, takes strike one from Lucian Wexberg. Lucian entered with the bases loaded, nobody out. Faced 4, gave up 1 single, and struck out 30. Impressive work from Lucian. Looking to finish out this game. It's an 8-4 lead now for the Foresters, tacking on 1 in the top half of this inning. One and 2. After Medhurst will be Nagy, then Latshaw. Medhurst, ball upstairs, 2 and 2. Medhurst goes down looking, 4th K for Wexberg. And Lucian filling up the strike zone. That is the 15th K by Santa Barbara pitching. And the number 9 man, Zach Nagy, who is 2 for 3. He has plated 2 of the 4 runs for the Oaks. Stands in, trying to get on in front of Latshaw and the top of the order. Ball 1 down, 1-0, and bounced up awkwardly on Wilson. We said in the last inning, Lucian led the WCC in saves this past year with 10. And you now see Bill Pintard make his way to the plate and check on a third catcher that he has used today. It started with Camberg. Chamberlain came in a pinch hit, never saw action behind the plate. And then Wilson. That ball's in the dirt and ricocheted up awkwardly. Might have been right above the armor. It is 1-0 for Nagy. It was the last inning. 3 runs came in on 3 hits. One-0 pitch. And that's right over the top from ball 2. Right back to Wexberg. 2 down. And the Oaks down to their final out. This is the first of 6 meetings between the Oaks and the Foresters this season. They met a season ago 5 times. The Foresters won that season series 3-2, all of which were very close games. The 2 teams will meet again on Friday. Wexberg went out away from his first save of the season. Starts him off with the breaking ball, strike 1. Latshaw is 0 for 4, has scored a run. That's filled up, 0-2, and the Oaks down to their final strike. Latshaw bounces to the left side. Schaefer on a nice short hop. Low throw, but out, and the Foresters win this ball game 8-4. Nice pickup by Josh Woodworth over at first. And the first of 6 games between the Sturs and the Oaks goes to Santa Barbara. Hunter Vincent ends up going 4, picks up the win in the CCL rules. Go forward, get the win, and Lucian Wexberg came in with the bases loaded already. 2 runs in the 8th inning. shuts it down, and Wexburg picks up his first save of the season. An entertaining game, a lot of moving parts, and the Sturs pitching staff strike out 15 Oaks. And, of course, they push in 8 runs on 9 hits, and the Forster offense continues to produce. They had 27 runs in the first 2 games. They push in 8 today. Notably, another home run. Caleb Hoover has his first long ball, a 2-run shot in the 6th to give the Sturs some extra cushion, and the Sturs take their first road game of the year 8-4. The winner is Hunter Vincent. Lucian Wexburg picks up the save, and the Sturs will be on the road tomorrow down in Pasadena at Arroyo Seco, right across the street from the Rose Bowl. First pitch is scheduled for 5:35 Pacific time. We'll be there covering the game. So for all the team, for all the staff behind the scenes with the Forsters organization, for my partner sitting right next to me, Miles Harp, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Ventura. Sturs take this game 8-4 over the Oaks.